Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. And today I am going to be taking a look at a brand new 2024 release from perhaps the greatest guitar player of all time, the one and only legendary guitarist, bandleader and composer, Pat Metheny, and this is his newest album for Modern Recordings, Moondial. So Moondial is a continuation slash sequel of 2023's Dreambox, which concentrated on solo electric guitar. And for Moondial, this sees Pat Metheny returning to solo guitar once again, but with an added twist this time on baritone guitar with brand new strings, which are nylon. So this gives the baritone guitar a completely different style and sound for Pat Metheny, but it's still very much him. When you hear Pat Metheny, you know straight away it's him because he has such a distinct and recognizable sound. There are not many musicians out there who sound quite like him. Pat Metheny is in a league and class of his own, and he's got such a unique voice on the guitar. And Moondial is just an amazing album. And I've said this before, and I've said this again, and I'll keep on saying this. As great as all of the group, duo, trio, quartet, and large ensemble projects are from him, there is no better listening experience than Pat Metheny in solo guitar. For me, this is where he's completely unmatched and unbeatable. And for me, it's an amazing journey. And when you hear Pat Metheny in solo guitar, he really takes you on a journey that very few guitar players can. The only other guitar players who I think can take you on a trip like that in solo guitar is, of course, Alden Miola, Julian Lage, John McLaughlin, and Alan Holdsworth when he has played in solo guitar. There are not many musicians out there who can do that quite like Pat Metheny. He is, without a doubt, the man, no pun intended. So, a lot of the material on Moondial is some new originals, some standards, some covers, some reworks of older material, and altogether there are 13 compositions, and top to bottom it's just excellent. This is a fantastic showcase for Pat Metheny's impeccable guitar playing, and this album for me is as close to near perfection you'll ever get from him. It's just unbelievable, and I've listened to Moondial about 3 times already, and there are a few tracks on here that I know are going to go on to become classics. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Pat Metheny when he hits the UK this November, when he puts on his first ever solo guitar show. It's going to be an amazing concert and a great experience. Can't wait for that. So let's have a look, shall we? So there we have is the production notes. Special thanks to everyone who contributed to this album. And there's some credits as well. And a little bit about how this project came together, choice of material as well. And there's a little bit of information about this project. You know, with this album, you know, you get to see yet again another side of Pat Metheny as he's always continuing to push the limits of the guitar and take it to different places that the guitar has never been to before. And Pat Metheny is always reinventing himself. He never repeats the same things twice. He's always coming up with new ideas, coming up with new concepts. And to me, that's what makes Pat Metheny stand out from everyone else. He never does the same things twice. You don't really know what you're going to get from him. He can always surprise you. And whenever a new Pat Metheny album is announced, it's always an event and it's always a big deal. And there's a certain level of anticipation and excitement that very few musicians can create in terms of a buzz. And this album was highly anticipated and really lived up to the hype. And not only lived up to expectations, but exceeded and surpassed all of them. Pat Metheny never disappoints, and for my money, Pat Metheny has never ever done a bad album as far as I'm concerned, and he always delivers the goods each and every time. So we've got the title track, Moondial, Lacrosse, Your Everything, which is a old Chick Corea composition, Here, There and Everywhere by the Beatles, and anybody who has followed Pat Metheny knows how important the Beatles were to him as a very young musician. We Can't See It, But It's There. Falcon Love, which is a lovely reworking of The Falcon, which originally appeared on the Pat Metheny Group film soundtrack, The Falcon and the Snowman. For me, I probably like this version better than the original. I mean, the original is just epic, but to see and hear that track get completely stripped down and given the unplugged treatment, it's just unbelievable, and it's very, very lovely, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Everything Happens to Me slash Somewhere, Londonderry Air, This Belongs to You, which originally was recorded by the Pat Metheny Unity Band, and it's absolutely amazing. I was listening to this just yesterday, and I was waiting for Chris Potter to step in with his big tenor saxophone, but Pat Metheny plays it all on his own, and for me, it's one of the standout tracks of this album. It's absolutely fantastic. Shoga, My Love and I, Angel Eyes, and Moondial Epilogue. So we've essentially got 7 Pat Metheny originals, and the rest are all standards and cover versions. So this is a really, really good album. And as I said, if you're a fan of Pat Metheny, if you like solo guitar, this is definitely one for you. So the standout tracks for me are Moondial, Falcon Love, This Belongs to You, You're Everything, Moondial Epilogue, and My Love and I, and Lacrosse. But every track from start to finish is excellent, and Pat Metheny has never ever sounded better than he does here. And this album is definitely a very strong contender for Album of the Year, as far as I'm concerned. This is absolutely fantastic, and Pat Metheny has done it once again and come through with yet another masterpiece. So there you have it, Pat Metheny, Moondial, one of Pat Metheny's best albums and a true masterpiece. Excellent stuff. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your favourite track from Moondial? Is it the title track, Lacrosse, Your Everything, Here, There and Everywhere, We Can't See It But It's There, Falcon Love, Everything Happens to Me slash Somewhere, Londonderry Air, This Belongs to You, Shoga, My Love and I, Angel Eyes, or Moondial Epilogue? There's no right or wrong answer. We all have our favourite tracks. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.